Okay, there we go. So we'll leave that there. Oh, you guys, okay, for my vertical gang, let me fix that up for you. For the vertical. Vertical gang, vertical squad. And now we can fix up the music. Play that funky music. That should do it. OG capture, video capture. Okay, cool. Everybody should be set now. All three of you. With the way leverage works, I found that. All right. There we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. Making myself happy over here. Watching myself. I'm dancing with myself. Output, maximum delay. Okay. All right. All right. For the hell of it, we're gonna put a bunch of random songs here and see if we like them. We'll put dark. Mood. Put dark. We'll put funky. Oh, that's it. Dark. Oh, I already have them. Oh, that's not fun. Genre. Market opens in 1 minute. Let's see how everything reacts. I don't think it'll move that much, but once the institutions open up, we should start to see some more movement. Edwin, are you really waiting for 200 pips before you enter? Yes. Good morning, Christian. Of course I don't mind. Of course I don't mind if you watch whatever turns you on. OG mic, video capture. You're like, what? What's going on? Look. Look. Just trying to change it so you see the same camera. So you see the same camera as the other, section. Let's see here. What's my name? There, that should do it. What do you mean, why is the screen vertical? I have 2 lives going on. Well, 3. well, now we know what this music is. If you don't, for Fahad, to not have the vertical live, in the Telegram, I sent the horizontal link. Oh, let's see. Let's see this. Powering up. This is hilarious. No, okay. I can't do that. Bringing the fiesta first thing Monday morning. Fiesta before the siesta. Why there are two lives? There's two lives because one is vertical for those on their phone, and then one is horizontal for those on regular YouTube. Because I can now, Fahad. Because I can. That was always the plan. I couldn't do it before with my other computer because I couldn't handle it. It's actually on 3 lives right now. Have it on Facebook, have it on YouTube horizontal, and YouTube vertical. We're gonna see what live sessions we got today. I think it's funny how people start to get into crypto when it pumps, and it's always been like that. When Bitcoin finally hit 40,000, everyone's like, how do I buy? How do I buy? It drops down to 15,000. Nah, it's a scam, forget it. Comes back up to 75,000. How do I buy again? It's like, but you should have bought it at 15,000. Like, you don't want to buy it now. And they buy it at 75, it drops, they lose money. Oh, I knew it was a scam. Comes back up to 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, same thing. It almost hits 100,000. How do I buy? It drops. Never mind. It comes back up past 100,000. How do I buy? It takes a dump. Never mind. It's just always been like that. Leave that there. And then, of course, we will let's tune into Jay. Let's tune into Jay and everybody else.
Closures. It's a candle reversal pattern. We don't always use them, but we use them in conjunction with everything else based on a contextual standpoint to say, okay, maybe we'll get a run up to fill at least some of these imbalances up here. Maybe there's an imbalance right here.
Okay, I joined Vertical Live.
That. Maybe we're going to run up to actual, start clearing these liquidity points.
Good morning.
Right here. And that's kind of how we break down our setups based around the system. So when we go back to our 15-minute time frame, I would love to see this market look for distribution to the upside. So meaning, if we take a look at this and dive in deep, okay, we are getting momentum.
1, 2, 3.
To the upside, right? So we're gauging this momentum. Delete this to get a better type of structure here.
Yeah, about Apple.
Okay.
It's a MacBook Pro.
Some structure in these zones.
The new one, the MacBook Pro,
which
new
is
one.
resting on now, which this could maybe be. If you look at the last stage one right here, it's not much of a pullback. We got this displacement here.
Sorry, still adjusting settings. There's actually a lot more going on than before. So, my bad. My bad for any inconsistencies here. Let me see if I mute this one. And up this one.
You're doing pretty good.
So I don't overdo the volume.
Especially if you have like a $100,000 plus balance. Okay. Obviously, you're going to be doing more than one a week.
Okay, this. There. So I don't screw that. So I don't screw up the audio for the vertical. No, I haven't seen your morning position.
We have this level. Let's kind of see. And it's really been choppy. You can take some measurement tools. Look at the swing low, where the high is now. You see 61.8 here. Okay. But in all actuality, measure from here to here as well. You get around the same area. And it looks like there's some there, but overall, in this scenario, I wouldn't look at it from that standpoint. I look at it from the standpoint that this market
Oh, that's his audio. That sounds
sold
weird.
Off here. So you had a lot of sellers.
I thought it was
here,
mine.
and then we violated those sellers. I think this is testing as a support, forming another stage one. This market could catapult to the upside and catch that momentum, and keep riding
Violation
momentum to the upside. Because now you understand market cycles. Here's buyouts. Here's the last flush, liquidation. Market comes up, flushes out. Stage one, stage two, stage one, stage two, and we get that next push to the upside.
entry missed by 2 pips. Oh, those are the worst ones.
Make sense?
Those are the worst ones.
So I'm looking at this from the standpoint of okay, buy stops right here. And we look for longs just like that.
My entry missed by 2 pips. I know. I know the feeling. Sucks.
Give me 1 sec. Put it in my own terminal. So we have markets, trade.
Skibbity, skibbity. What did I just close? I almost closed the wrong thing.
Alright, so that was 159.61.
Oh my god, my heart jumped out of my chest. Seriously.
Cool. Alright, so I'm going to keep that on the screen for now, and hopefully we get this. This is testing as a support. It's been a nice structural level before in the past. We get a nice run. And this is how really we break down a case.
Testing. 1, 2,
our
3.
trading models, right? So you can see that's, you know, tying in now, using that EDC, that multi-time frame understanding from a context standpoint.
We'll see what kind of
mixing in now structure and the understanding of stage analysis. You can see how really things become crystal clear just from the standpoint of, you know, just from instead of trying to force something. Okay, that should be the understanding. And if this decides to fail down, okay, cool. It happens from, time to time. So that was USD JPY. Now let's take a look at. I want to take a look at the indices side. Take a look at. Actually, I'm going to go to gold because a lot of you guys on the when I ask about the in the poll that I sent out last night, a lot of you guys trade gold. Let's see here.
In the poll.
Okay.
He's in love with a stripper.
So look at this. Okay. This market of gold sold down, and the markets came up. Reached a little bit higher.
I'll fix it.
And it sold down again, and it failed to break these areas right here. So this market, for the much of part of last week, was in the state of consolidation. Okay. So now if we go to our 2-hour, which is our validation.
Exactly.
Okay. And so you can see this was very choppy markets, and now we're finally getting that delivery to the upside. So just based on this, okay, and looking at this, where do you think the market wants to head towards? What would you say the understanding on gold and the validation time frame would be?
Go up. He wants to go up. It wants to go up. oh man, oh man. We got some exciting things today. Boy. Boy. Baha, do my eyes still look tired like last week? See, the lighting is different.
Go up, wants to go up, right? And that should be the overall understanding of the market. Okay, so the market wants to go up. Does that mean we're just going to go in long right now? No. We're going to take a look at this from a perspective of, well, if our execution is on a 15-minute or it's 5-minute, whatever the case may be, we're going to look at this from the same lens.
That's exactly the advice I give to Hassan.
Just like that. So the market has obviously been shaky here, distributes, and we get this nice breakout right here. So if we look at this from this standpoint, this market is making higher highs, higher lows. So we can see that structurally, look here, very much of what happened to UJ is happening now. Okay. Will that mean that this area is going to go back to that area? We're not sure, because this market is currently on a huge uptrend and the market looks pretty extended to the upside. Does not mean that there won't be any opportunities, because there's always going to be an opportunity. But for the most part, we can see that this market wants to go and distribute long, right? Now, with that said, could this go even lower than the structure area? It could, of course, but we're currently in the middle of what's called a swing taking place, where then we can start to gauge, once this begins to stop and start to slow down and pull back, we begin to gauge our levels of, swing low to swing high. Look for at least a 50 to 68% retracement.
What do you guys hear on the vertical?
Where's my 50 at? Here it is. On that move to look for a potential re-gauge in the markets. Again, it was just in this very choppy environment. Now it's coming outside of that.
That works for me, I guess.
Week, which is good signs for the week to come. So could start heading back up to the highs of 2,800 on gold. So that said, let's go to the index side now. Let's look at this from this lens. Okay, so we're looking at this from this standpoint. All right, let's look at it here. So we have,
let's pump it up.
Low.
Pump it up.
High. If you need to do this to help yourself, do it. This is why I'm helping you guys understand. Boom, market comes here. Market starts to get weak. Doesn't mean it's not going to continue to go long. It could be reaccumulation. Market creates high, low, high. It creates low. Now the market creates low. It looks like the market's creating.
Ain't no way.
This. So now,
ain't no way, boy.
Where does this market look like it's starting to trend towards? Right? It's a very fractal nature on US 30, where this, I believe, will be sells for the day. We had this big wick, rejection, we had this, and that would be my risk kind of right there.
It's the Pokemon song
on US 30. Let's just see here. Okay, cool. And that would be where kind of I'm in the understanding now. Well, yeah, that's a big price action pattern, one, but two, where did that reject off of? And if we look at these lows,
measurements by 2 pips, plus 30.
With a form of structure.
And that's me, earned $50. Hey, 50 bucks. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
In vertical, you get 1080p. Here it's 720. Yeah, I'm still adjusting settings.
You can see. Wow, look.
Last night I finally locked in.
This is something
having vertical, horizontal, and Facebook Live.
In this time of the year.
I just got to change the settings on the horizontal so it can be 1080 also.
And we get that.
But thank you for confirming that.
Get in once these big pushes have happened, and it looks like it wants to turn away. And it looks like the market wants to sell off here and sell off here and sell off here. And as you can see, market's starting to move away. Let's see if we can get a 1-to-1. Nice push away from this area. 1-to-1 will be right here.
I think Jay just likes talking. In 10 minutes, the Learn Live is done and news will be out. It's not high impact news, so it's not really anything to like be scared about. I think this Monday would be kind of chill, but this guy's just quiet or what?
Cool. And that would be my outlook on here, just for the simple fact that, okay. Yes, this market is shaky. It looks like it's at the top of the trend, but the market for the most part has broke down once, broke down twice. Here's a nice retest. You can see how perfectly that works there. And then we have, of course, trend lines don't really matter at the end of the day.
I put the labels for my new people so you know what I'm talking about when I say aggressive sell or modest kind of sell.
You know, should want to take.
So as a reminder for my new people, so for everybody actually, not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. For those that I'm working with closely, you know what strategy you're supposed to be using. Always do your own research. Only risk what you're willing to risk. If you're new and you're unsure of what to do, I would suggest you use a demo account. It's totally risk-free. You're not using any actual money. It's just practice. When it hits the aggressive, if you're going to enter at the aggressive, you're entering with more risk. So make sure you have your stop loss in place, whatever it is, based off of your risk management and your strategy. If you're working closely with me, then you know what that is for you specifically. If you're waiting for the modest, you're going to be taking on less risk. Less risk, but you got to be more patient. If you're going to be splitting your trade and putting partial entry on aggressive and partial on modest,
we'll see.
Then
overall risk is above this wick high.
Remember, these are scalp sessions. These are scalp sessions. We are looking for a quick in and out of the market.
Now, if this wants to, you know, buy up from people.
For scalp sessions, scalping meanings we're just scalping off the top. We're just looking for a quick in and out of the market. If we can capture a quick 30 pips minimum, that's what we're in for. If we can capture more than that, of course, all the better. When you enter and it starts to move in your favor, you want to start moving your stop loss up. For those that I'm working closely with, you know exactly what I'm talking about as to what you're waiting for, when to move it, and how to do so. You want to manage your risk, and if you can make it a risk-free trade, then why not? Now, for long-term trades, like for us to catch like way more runs, 50 pips, 100 pips, 200 pips, those, we look for those movements throughout the day. If we can catch one in the morning, we will. But these morning sessions are specifically for scalps. They're for quick in and outs. Think of it like you're just going out for a casual dinner. Nothing serious.
In around this area and this area. When it finally broke through here,
1, 2.
okay, tie it in with this. Look how that builds up perfectly for a move like that. That's exactly what I'm kind of looking for from this, except on the opposite side. Right? We have this model came in, here's a rejection, and then move it down. Structurally, it's there, so we should get that moving on down. So it is 10 o'clock, market did just close. Here's the 1 hour rejection, big kind of engulfing pattern. On the 1 hour, we don't just use candlestick patterns. It's not really,
2,
you know, just the main, it's not the main thing, but it does help in building a case and gauging momentum from a standpoint where you can see that's, you know, this could, for the rest of the day, starts going to the downside just based on a couple of different parameters. Okay, make sense? Awesome. So currently in this, 1-to-1 is down here. Okay, it's going to be about 90 points or so when it gets 90 some points. I'm going to wait to see if this is going to, if this pushes away strongly enough, I'll move it to break even. I'll keep you guys posted in the Alpha Index group on Telegram. Pushes away. And then, of course, with things like indexes, these could go for a very long time. Like if we're at the extended highs of the market and we're going to get a correction down to fill some of these imbalances and stuff, could be, you know, a major trade. Here's that next level of structure right here.
Could be major.
Okay, so it could be, you know, 1 to 6, R to R. You just have to see. All right. Anyways, guys, between that, looking at UJ, almost about to be activated. It looks like a nice, we could push away as well. We'll see. But in the meantime, guys, that has been today's session. All right, hope you guys learned something. If you guys did learn something today, please post a 222 inside the chat box. As always, our goal here is to learn and grow together. And as we do that, we make magic happen. Can make magic happen. Okay?
It's awesome how one word can trigger.
So let me see those twos in the chat box. We're going to be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be back at 9:30
R.I.P. Young Dolph
on Wednesday. All right, but there's no holidays or anything this week. Look at the buy stops getting triggered on UJ Suites. But no holidays or anything this week. Next week should be good as well. It might slow down a little bit towards the end of the week, but the week after, pretty much, there's going to be pretty much no trading from the 23rd to the 27th. And even the one after that, the 30th to the 31st, is really, you know, it's New Year's, so it's really going to be, it can be some moves in the markets, but from a Forex standpoint, it may be stagnant, it may be consolidating. We'll take a look and see.
slow.
Overall, guys, I appreciate you guys so much for hopping on here. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are amazing. We'll be back on Wednesday. It is on December 11th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, guys, much love, appreciation. We'll see you then.
See? You guys are amazing. Isn't that great? Isn't that great that you guys are amazing? Isn't that great? You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. At least somebody thinks highly of you. I don't, but at least he does. Yeah, we'll do that. Gotta up the setup. Okay, we can close this now. Oh, that's new. I don't like that. I don't like that. Built. Move to built-in retina. No, sir, I don't like it. Why are you long form? Why are you long form? Okay, we'll do that. We'll do it this way so we don't screw up the vertical live. Where the hell did it go? Sorry, guys. I don't know why everything just closed. No comment. No comment. Web. Good morning, Rosanna Rose. Okay. There we go. Got it. Got it up. It's up and it's up. It's up. Let's make sure that the vertical can see it also. Web. Add. let's start from where we left off last week, which was over here. Only 6% of federal workers show up in person on a full-time basis. It's quite the ripoff. You guys, you Americans are paying for that. Paying people to be on vacation almost full-time. French Prime Minister resigns. This was stupid. Canada bans more types of firearms and proposes donating guns to Ukraine. This makes no sense. So Canada has been sending money to Ukraine. We have our own issues over here. So whatever, they're sending money over there. Ukraine the other day said that they're willing to basically give up. And so it's like, so we've been sending you money so that you can give up. I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong, because that's not my place. But it makes sense that Russia's like, hey, we don't want NATO here. And they've been using Ukraine as a way of getting NATO at his front steps. But then, okay, cool, we're part of an alliance, so we help Ukraine. But why are we helping Ukraine more than everybody else? We have our own problems. That's why Trump said to Canada that if you guys don't increase your spending, your military spending, like you're supposed to, because they contribute more to NATO than we do overall, and we don't meet our target as to what we're supposed to contribute. So we're able to send them billions, but we can't keep up with our own military. So we're funding their military, but we can't fund our military. That doesn't make any sense. And then Canada bans more firearms. For those that are not familiar, that are not too familiar with how Canada's gun system works, whatever, it's guns are not legal here. Okay, that's not really a secret. It's not legal here. It's not like the US where you can buy one and go to school. Obviously, it's not like that. I'm exaggerating. But for you to have a firearm, you have to get a license. You have to go through a process, get a license, and then there's a list of firearms that you can have for hunting or whatever reason. And you can't carry it around. You can't have it in your car. You can't use it for like self-defense. It's like for hunting reasons, pretty much. Pretty much the only reason is for hunting. So if you meet the criteria and you get the license to have a gun, let's say. So congratulations. Congratulations, you meet the criteria to have a gun, and now you have one. You are given, from my understanding, is you are given a map that has strict rules that you have, like, for you to have this firearm, has to stay at your place. Has to stay at your house. In the case. Unless you're going to go hunting or whatever. At designated places. Okay? And so, with that, you have to, if you're ever going to travel with your firearm, you've been given a specific map, specific routes that you have to follow to get to that shooting range or the place that you are allowed permission, a place that you've been given permission to discharge your firearm. Okay, so it's a certain route. And if you get caught for any reason outside of that route with your firearm, and it has to be locked in the case and whatever. So let's say you have it in your trunk, where it's supposed to be, in the case, locked in your trunk, and you had to go use the washroom, and the closest washroom is just off your route, and you get pulled over for whatever reason, you go to jail. Pretty much you go to jail. Because what are you doing with a firearm outside of your designated route? That's Canada, okay? That's how, the only way that you're allowed to have guns. So really the only people that have firearms here freely, obviously, are criminals. So for them to say Canada bans more firearms, it's like the average person doesn't even have a firearm. Who are you banning it from? Criminals? Are you banning firearms from criminals? I don't think you're going to stop them. And then you're going to send the firearms to Ukraine. So, help me understand this. Are you saying that the billions that we sent to Ukraine isn't enough for them to have new guns? We have to send them used guns? Hello, Hassan. Good evening. If I'm a soldier fighting a war, and you're telling me I'm here to protect your country, I'm going to put my life on the line, you're going to give me used guns from another country? Now, it's one thing if it's from like our infantry and like we purchased it and we maintain it. Like if it's like our group, like our platoon or whatever, and we're maintaining our own equipment, like we bought it, we maintain it. But you're gonna send me used guns from somewhere else? How well do you want me to fight in a war with used equipment from unknown sources from another country? I don't know how this was handled or maintained, if it was maintained at all. That doesn't make any sense. Where do you think those firearms are going to end up when it gets sent over there? It's going to end up in the black market over there and probably spread into like underground things over there. So this is one of the dumbest things one of the many dumb things that have come up for our country. Britons told to brace for higher energy bills. Biden will leave office as the worst president in modern history. Yeah, that's true. At least they gave him a good picture. It's 1.21 gigawatts. Like I said, 10 o'clock, the news hit, didn't really do much. So the only news today was 10. Came out, nothing really serious. It wasn't high impact. We knew that already. Like I said, first thing, I don't see the markets being too active today. Plus, we are starting to get deeper into December, into the holidays, so you're going to see things really start to slow down. Pretty much this week, but more next week. We'll still be here for the sake of it, but don't be too surprised if things really slow down. And the last thing we want to do is get too aggressive or greedy during the holidays and then lose money for the holidays. So we'll still remain consistent and patient. Movements will happen and we'll be patient. We will be patient and make sure that we catch things the right way. Catch these hands before you catch the bus. After decades of denial, the Pentagon finally admits it's baffled by UFOs. Yep. Let me know in the chat or let me know in the comment section if you have watched the UFO hearing or seen parts of it at least, because it was hours and hours and hours long. And it was interesting because it wasn't really publicized of the UFO hearing. It was like the media had nothing to say. But it's interesting to watch how over the weeks, people have been going through it and dissecting it and taking clips out, and more people are being exposed to it in like in short clips. US issues order mandating bird. Yeah, right. Bird flu testing of milk supply. Sure, I mean, why not? Better question is why would bird flu be in milk supply? That's what I'd like to know. It's like, why don't they test honey? Why don't they test corn? Get what I mean? Why milk of all things? Are the birds getting the cow sick? This raises concerns for farmers' milk supply, potential human health risk nearly. So the virus has affected 500 herds in California. So it's affecting the cows. Look, mate, pardon my ignorance, but I didn't know that bird flu affected cows. And I'm not saying that because it's called bird flu, so like, I understand it can, some animals can catch it. I just didn't know cows were one of them. Now, the question is, naturally, is it that cows can catch it? Or have they been testing to see how it can be transmitted to cows or the effects with cows? Because like what we saw last week, if they're putting vaccines in mosquitoes, which is really nothing new, if they're putting vaccines in mosquitoes, what's to say they're not doing that with milk? So if they can put vaccines in milk, let's say, they can put vaccines in milk, why not viruses in milk? They can put vaccines in mosquitoes. They can obviously put viruses in mosquitoes. Mosquitoes have viruses. It's not really like, no, it's impossible. They can't do that. They can do it. They do it. We know that they do it. They used to put the whatever it is in the spider or whatever that makes silk from their web. There was a time where they put that DNA or whatever in goat milk, not oat milk, goat. So from goats, and then they would extract that silk from the milk to make silk, so that they wouldn't have to get it from spiders, from webs, because obviously it takes so long. That's why silk was so expensive, because it was so hard to get so much silk and then process it into a garment. Then they started to streamline it, and it was way easier to get it out of goat milk when they put it into goats. Assuming that that's true. It's called genetic engineering. GMO, genetically modified, oh my goodness, modified organism. We got a nice retest from the trend line. Still sticking to my guns. Routers, Trumps, Musk-led efficiency drive. So this is like Elon Musk is turning into Tony Stark in a way. China targets Nvidia with antitrust probe. For sure, this is propaganda. I think it's ironic that China would accuse someone of this. Don't get me wrong. I don't trust any of these companies. I don't care if it's Apple, if it's Microsoft, especially Microsoft. I don't care what it is. All of these companies, all of them, in some way, in loopholes or illegally, whatever, they are all spying beyond what they say they are. What they say they're allowed to do, all of them are spying. Which is scary, actually, but that's what it is. But for China to get at Nvidia, if that's, again, we're just going off the headline here, we'll check it out more. Like, I think that's ironic. Moronic and ironic. Launch investigation into Nvidia Corp. Suspected violations. Over suspected violations of the country's anti-monopoly law. Really? China has an anti-monopoly law? Really? You're kidding, right? In a move widely seen as a retaliatory shot against Washington's latest curbs. Yeah, makes sense. Statement from State Marker Probe did not elaborate on how the U.S. company, known for its said that U.S. chip makers, in addition, suspected violating commitments during its Nvidia did not immediately respond. Request company shares. It's crazy. Nvidia falling 2.2%. It's like, okay, it's not that much. But that's billions and billions of dollars. It's $1 trillion company. On the same day, for cool. All right. TikTok seek temporary halt to U.S. ban pending Supreme Court review. It's like I said to you guys last week. TikTok is not going to get banned. If TikTok gets banned, that is a big red flag for all of us. The fact that it's happening is a red flag. But it's no surprise because of the party that's in office. And if you needed more confirmation as to whether that's true or not, they gave TikTok until the 19th of January to sell the company to a US company, like to basically make it American, or be banned. Why the 19th? Because on the 20th, Trump gets sworn into office, and Trump does not want to ban TikTok. So if they were actually going to be following laws, because let's say for argument's sake that they have a good case. Let's just say that they do, and they are right for wanting to ban TikTok. Why specifically that date? It's not a coincidence. Why not allow the legal system to take its course as it should, instead of strategically putting it in before a certain administration? Because what, you're gonna force, like, that's so, like, not free. Land of the free? I don't think so. You can run here, but like you have to sell to somebody else. I don't think so. They're the only ones that don't censor well, not the only ones. There's X, but they don't censor how Meta does. And they're accusing TikTok of like spying and all this stuff. But everything TikTok does, and they're more transparent than Meta or Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. And Mark Zuckerberg has been caught with breaking the rules of spying on people. He has been sent to court before on those matters. So he has more strikes on breaking laws in those departments than TikTok. But why are they going to ban TikTok? If you're going to ban TikTok for these reasons, you should be banning Instagram also. If anything, it's worse because Instagram is very selective, and they actually censor things which indirectly forces an agenda, whereas TikTok doesn't. The people decide what's being seen. If you think that's not true, like if you think, and yes, I know, look, if we don't catch anything today, it is what it is. Okay, it's Monday morning. Again, we're into December. We're getting almost into mid-December, holidays, blah, blah, blah. Today, we didn't expect much movement. We are not going to be looking for trades just to make a trade. That's the last thing we're going to do. So if we missed it, if our entry was too conservative, if it was too modest, if it was too safe, it's better us being too safe than too risky. Okay, it's just how the cookie crumbles. That's all. But man, that would have been a nice quick morning. What, at least 30, 40 pips? At least. But it's just how it goes. So take it for what it is. Okay, we're not here to... We understand that losing money is part of the game, but we're not here to be losing money every chance we get. We're here to make money every chance we get. And if we lose along the way, then we understood the risk. But we're not going to just be shooting in the dark. Bank of Canada expected to lower interest rates again, with odds leaning towards, well, our economy's screwed. Come on, man. I need these guys. I need the Canada postal workers to get back to work. They're unionized, so brothers and sisters, yes, fight for what you deserve. All power to you. So I'm cheering you guys on. It sucks, obviously, because I have books I have to send. I have people that purchase books, copies of my book they gotta send, and I can't send it. Like, it's not being sent anywhere. And then once they come back from strike, the amount of backlog they're gonna have. I have checks in the mail too. So they're holding up my money. Canada Post strike involved more than 55,000 workers. Has hit 25 days. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Portfolio manager says steer clear of TD for now after bank cuts guidance. What? With the follow from multi-million. Okay, yeah, okay. I was gonna see where this article was going because I was gonna point that out about the money laundering thing. TD missed earnings, 1.72 per share basis. For those that don't know, TD is a Canadian bank. TD is Toronto Dominion. So TD Canada Trust. Toronto Dominion Canada Trust Bank. And they function in the US. Like, they have whatever outlets, branches, whatever in the US. Investment, whatever in the US. And they were caught money laundering for cartels. So when they're money laundering, when they are caught money laundering, it's oopsies. Oopsies, hit us with a fine, my bad. But if you get caught money laundering, straight to jail. In Canada, if you go and you deposit $10,000, could have been yours. You've been saving money under your bed for months, and you saved up $10,500. You know what? This is quite a bit of money. I'm gonna go put it into my bank account. So I want to keep it safe. The moment that you put anything above $9,999.99, you get flagged. I'm gonna question you. Where'd you get this money from? Can you show it? Even if they don't say anything, they might ask questions. And if they don't ask questions, it's like you get triggered. They start watching you. Because they have anti-money laundering laws, and they got to make sure that this money came from legit sources, and they got to keep the economy safe to protect the people from terrorists and money laundering and all this stuff. No problem. I'm fine with that. Because if the money's legit, then you have nothing to worry about. That's the mindset, right? But when they get caught actually money laundering, oopsies, we'll just pay the fine. My bad. Back to work, everybody. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about opening our books. Don't worry about investigating us. We'll just pay the fine. We'll just pay the fine. No problem. They already made millions and billions of dollars. That's only the one that they got caught with. What other organizations are they money laundering for or with? How long have they been doing this for? For them to say, oopsies, we'll just pay the fine. My bad. That's like so BS. If you were running a store, okay, if you were a local mom and pop shop and you were caught money laundering, washing money for some illegal organization, you'd get shut down. You'd get sent to jail, and everything that you own would be taken from you because it would be seen as you bought it with illegal money. But if you're TD Bank, oopsies, we'll just pay the fine. My bad. And then when there's a recession and the economy crashes, they say, oopsies, can you bail us out with taxpayer money? I don't know if they needed a bailout. I don't think they did. But I'm saying, like, when it comes time for certain circumstances, the big banks are allowed to be like, hey, we made a mistake. We overinvested. We over-leveraged our account. We risked too much money and we lost it. But we paid all our executives. They all made millions in salaries. But oopsies, we got to pay everybody back. I'm glad your electricity came back. Welcome back, Fahad. Welcome back. We need to help you get a generator. No, don't use my location. Bloomberg. So hypocritical of these people. Bank of Canada expected to lower interest rates again with odds leaning toward. Yeah, okay, well. I know. I was on the same site. Relax. I know that. I can see. I got eyes, pal. Canadian Western Bank says legal claim cause earnings delay. Hassan again reverted to SK system for his. That's fine. The SK system works. But it's like I say to everybody. There are so many strategies and systems. And a lot of them are good, a lot of them are bad. But when you find a good one, stick to it. So if you're going to follow the SK system, it's really good. But stick to it. Like, you notice whenever I do these live sessions and you see me map things out, I map it out the same way. What you guys don't see on the free side is we get signals from experts. Like some of the guys doing those other lives, these guys handle multi-million-dollar portfolios. And they trade and they show us what's going on, whatever. And they'll say, we're entering here, we're entering there. And that's great. And if you're going to follow that, follow it. But because I'm focused and analyzing the markets the way that I've learned after years of failure, this is how I've learned to analyze map charts and entries and exits. So I have to stick to that. Because if I start to like lean this way and look at this person's entry or that person's reasoning or change to this strategy, I'm going to lose. Even if they're right, it's going to screw up my analysis. But if I'm going to just do the strategy that they're doing, then fine, that's fine. No problem. Works, but Hassan changing strategies when he gets lost in a single trade Then another strategy gets him profit. He does 2 days, and yeah, exactly. It's exactly what you're saying, Fahad. 110,000%, exactly what you're saying. And we've been saying that to him. There's no 100% win rate in any strategy. Exactly. No strategy is perfect. And like I always say, you could be mapping it out perfectly. You follow the rules. It could, because there's no like real set rules. It's not black and white. It's not like you do this, you get that. If you map it out this way, you do that. If you follow the Fibonacci, you're guaranteed to retrace things and whatever. You know that it doesn't work that way. But like I say to everyone, you just have to follow the consistency. Follow what it is. You could map it out totally perfectly and still be wrong. But as long as you followed it, as long as you mapped it out, you waited, you executed, and you let it follow through, then that's successful. Win or lose, as long as you did all of those things, it's successful. Because you could have been right and entered when you were supposed to. And it could be that it was going to do whatever you thought it was. It was going to be a buy. It was going to be a sell. But some news just happened all of a sudden. Some explosion happens in the ocean, or some oil refinery somewhere, or whatever. Something weird happens. Right? Biden takes off his mask and you see that he's actually a reptile. Something crazy. And then the market just changes. So you could have been right 100%, and then something just happens and then it goes against you. Does that mean that you are wrong? Not really. The market will do whatever it wants to do. The most difficult part is overcoming your emotions and maintaining the discipline, consistency, and patience. That's the part nobody can teach you. You have to overcome that yourself. I struggle with it too. 1 to 3 and a 34% win rate, enough to stay profitable. Absolutely. Where else can you have less than a 50% win rate, or less than a 50% success rate, and still be a winner? Probably OnlyFans. Because there's a lot of weirdos out there willing to pay for nonsense. But I get it. Like, I get where he's at. Because, like, look. Here's my strategy. Here's my entry. Here's my entry. I followed through. I waited. You guys, your trade missed by 2 or 3 pips. And you missed your entry. That sucks. Here's me. Same thing. Just exactly like you. Not 2 or 3 pips. But look. How many pips away is this? The high was 676. So 40, 50, 60 pips. Approximately 50, 60 pips away. Which is really not much. So by 50, 60 pips, I missed my entry. This move alone. This could have made the day. Easily. So it sucks. And that's just how it happens. But if you're going to be entering one strategy, stick with it. So exactly what you're saying, Fahad, is 100% right. So Hassan, if you're watching this, our brother, stick with one strategy. You will have way more peace of mind. Because it's exactly like Fahad said, no strategy has a 100% win rate. And that's probably what you're looking for. What's probably going through your mind is you followed it, you hit a loss, and then you go look and you see, oh, this time the other strategy was right. I should have done the other strategy. I knew it. So then you go back to the other strategy on the next trade, and then it's a winner, and you think to yourself, I knew it. I knew I should have come back to this strategy. I missed last time, so this time it's a winner, and I should have gone harder, so I could have made up for the one that I missed last time. So on the next trade, since now I know that I'm right, I am going to go extra hard to make up for the first one that I missed and the extra I should have gotten on this one. And then that one you lose, and then you back test that one and you see it was the other strategy that was right. It's like, oh, I should have went back to that one. Yeah, I know. I see it. I see what you mean. Like, he jumps between the two. I tried to speak with him the other day because he's interested in SK, and I showed him we have access to the full SK. So he's doing well. He's learning. But I told him he only has like a little bit of the information. He's basically learning off of free trials. And like anything in life, anything that's a free trial is not the full trial. So you're only going to learn this much from something that's like this much. If you have access to the full SK system like we do, because we learn it from the creator of SK. SK stands for Stefan Kassing. Stefan Kassing teaches us directly. So he's learning from someone that learned SK from SK, and that guy, as skilled as he is, he's teaching only a fraction of it, only little bits of it for free on YouTube. But Hassan is doing good, like learning what he can. So I'll say I'm impressed. I'm impressed with Hassan. I'm impressed. Because I wouldn't have learned as much as he has in the way that he has. But I understand why he's bouncing between the two. Because he only has access. He doesn't have access to 100% SK. He has access to like 5 or 10%. And SK, they tell you, if you have access to the full SK like we do, it takes like 2 to 3 years to master it. And this is with access to full SK. So imagine going off of a free trial and you only have 5%. It's going to take you years. It's going to take you like a decade, and you're not even going to know what you're doing right or wrong. So Hassan only has access to a little bit, so he's just trying to find the pieces in other places. And for sure he sees in SMC things that make sense, because they do. And he's taking things from SMC, taking things from SK, and now he doesn't realize it, but he's creating his own strategy without a proven record. And I know because I've been there. You guys have it easy, all of you. The things that you have access to on YouTube now and social media, when I was first learning this, you couldn't find anything. If you typed it in Google, if you typed it in YouTube, there was no reels. Like, Instagram didn't exist. Like, that's how long ago it was. There was no streamers. Live streaming didn't exist. There were no videos of Forex. There was no videos of investing. Only stocks. If the only thing you could learn about is buying stocks. And the way that leverage worked then was not so accessible as it is now. You had to have a decent portfolio to even start. Even with Forex, there was nothing less than one lot, 1.00. So Hassan doesn't realize it yet, but he's making his own strategy. I've been there, but he's doing okay. Like, he's doing okay. Don't make fun of Hassan. Hassan is learning. I'm impressed with Hassan. But yes, he shouldn't. Hassan, if you're listening, don't be going from one to the other. Don't go SMC, SK. Go only one, SMC or SK. Or if you like ICT, stick with ICT. There's lots of different strategies. Break and retest. Whatever. There's Elliott waves. Some people like Elliott waves. Elliott waves is one of the things that I learned. I don't follow Elliott waves. Not anymore. Three minutes. 3 minutes will end the session. What's it sound like for you guys? Okay, cool. It's a little better, I guess. Let me change this up. Light it up. Chunk it up. Transform center. Okay. Three years. Hassan, my brother. I'm impressed with you. I'm impressed with you. Just be patient. I understand you see the money. I know. You see the money, you see what can happen. And I understand. I understand why you want to make it happen now. You see your circumstance, and you see the potential, you see how simple it can be, and you want to make it happen now. I know. I've been there, just like you. Even now, I still think the same. The most difficult part of trading is being patient, consistent, and disciplined. Yeah, balloons. Confetti? What was it? It's rain. What was it? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Peace is balloons. So it's double. Truth bomb indeed. Christian knows. Christian's been through it. We've all been through it. Christian has been on a lot of my trainings in the past. And Christian's been doing this for a while also. And like Christian can even confirm. It doesn't go away. Like those feelings don't go away. They stay. You just have to learn to manage them. It's like when you're in a relationship with someone you really care about and then it's over. You know, you don't hate them. You're still gonna love them. Like assuming that, like let's say they broke up with you, whatever. You still love the person. It just didn't work. You're gonna have to learn to move on. It's not gonna be easy, but you just have to deal with it. When you go speak on stage, it's nerve-wracking. You're gonna be scared. You're never going to lose that feeling. You just have to learn to manage that feeling. Sometimes it'll be easier than others. It's just how it goes. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Well, we are at the end of the hour. So, for a Monday morning, we played it safe. We played it safe. We hung in there. We didn't go jump in on things. We played it patient. We didn't lose any money. So we didn't make any money, but we didn't lose any money. The areas are still active. If you're new, remember, if the candle starts to like ride in there, be careful. Wait for a confirmation. Okay? Everything's still valid. So we didn't lose any money. So today's not a losing day. So that's a plus for us. And of course, if you're new here, make sure that you like and subscribe because we go live every single morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. So don't miss out. Make sure you follow the Instagram. I only have one account. I'll never ask you for money. If you want to send me money, by all means, send me all the money you want. But stay away from fake accounts and scammers that are looking to take your money. That's not me. That's not us. So we will be here tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. Be here or be square. DM me YouTube on Instagram if you'd like to join the free Telegram. Other than that, keep smiling. Don't let anybody piss you off. Thank you for being with me on the live, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.